For cheap and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins, check out EasyMut.com and use code SPORTS for 5% off your entire order. Oh, what's up YouTube? Duke back here from SportsGamers.com. In today's Madden 21 tip, I'm going to break down one of the best passing plays in the entire game. This is a play a lot of pro players use to beat any defense in the game. It's extremely explosive and has very easy reads that you can use to beat man or zone very, very effectively. Guys, if you played Madden a couple years ago, you might remember PA Post. Very, very popular play. And this play is kind of going back to, the nostalgia of the PA Post, man. One of the true money plays of the last few years. So we're going to be looking at this gun bunch offset. This is in the Carolina Panthers playbook. I actually got an ebook out on this offense on sportsgamers.com. It's a Madden 21 offensive explosion guide. I would highly recommend it. It's still 100% effective after all these patches. I'm going to pin a link to it in the comments, but if you guys want to dominate on offense, look no further. So when I run this formation, I like to have my best receiver. It's the outside receiver in the bunch, personally, because there's a lot of key routes in this position. The play we're going to look at is the double post. Now, I previously put down a breakdown of this play on here, but this is going to be a new way to run this play. It's a new setup that's extremely effective. Like I said, this is a play a lot of pro players use because it just destroys all the defenses out there that are popular. So I'm going to start with man-to-man coverage. Now, one thing with this play and just bunch in general, you always want to have your bunch lined up on the wide side of the field. So if you see that, you're lined up on the left hash as we are here, we want to put the bunch on the, the right side, because the left hash is going to be the short side. Therefore, we want it on the right side, which is the right. So before we get any further, I just want to remind you guys, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button in the corner of the video. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss out on our content. We upload videos pretty much on a daily basis. You don't want to miss out. That way you'll be notified when our content goes live. And if you really are supporting me, smash that like button. It does support us a lot. It helps us be able to continue to do these videos for you guys. In the meantime, like I said, check out sportsgamers.com. If you want some more premium Madden 21 tips and ebooks, we got you covered for offense and defense. Like I said, this is a little sample from our offense explosion guide, and I'll put the link to it in the comments for you guys to check out. So, like I said, I already broke down a setup from this play, sending everybody out on routes, 5 out on routes. Now, I'm about to break a setup down where you're going to block the running back. So this is nice if you need to block the running back. If they're sending a blitz at you, maybe a little bit more time to get the ball off. So I'm going to go ahead and block the running back, and I like to drag the slot receiver and the tight end. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and motion over this receiver on the drag. Now, with all that said, you also can put him on a slant route. I would say that I like the drag more for zone. I like the slant a little bit more for man. So let's go ahead and look at this setup. We're going to motion the slot receiver over and snap it right when he gets past that tackle. Now these drags can definitely get separation against man coverage, as you guys can see here. But really the main read against man coverage you're going to look at is that post. That post, and I've broken down this post many different plays this year. It's one of the best man beaters in the game. It literally, right on the break, if you throw the ball right as it's cutting, like right about now, you guys are going to see, you can just click on and get this dive catch animation every single time. And it is true. I mean, it is truly undefendable. Sometimes be inconsistent. If you're going up against man coverage, I'd actually just put him on a slant route, because that's going to get a little bit more separation when you do a motion slant against man coverage. Especially, if you have a good receiver there, you're going to definitely notice a difference. Look at that. See how he gets that really, really good separation? And what's that going to do is if they're in man coverage and, they got their little purple zones, like most people do, let's do some purples, and then we're going to just have this guy over the middle of the field, right? Pretty common type defense. Now this guy can't actually be in the purple because of the way the defense is set up, but, if he was, he would just be, over by the sideline, right? Anyways, if they're going to lurk the middle of the field with their user, they're going to have to pick, am I going to guard the post route or am I going to guard the slant route? And whichever one they don't guard, that's who you hit. And as you guys can see here, the slants with a fast receiver can definitely be a big game. So pretty much you're looking at the post, the slant, the drag. This C route over here, it's more of a read against zone, as you guys can see here. It doesn't really get the best separation against man coverage. I mean, there's times it can get open here and there, but as you see here, it's kind of covered very well. Most of the time, that's a read you want to look at for zone. So let's switch it up to zone now. I'm going to go over all the different zone coverages out there. I want to first start with, adjusting our flat zone drop to 20 and doing a Tampa 2 look, because again, that is a pretty popular defense you're going to see on this year's game. So the thing I like about this is this play, as with a lot of the money plays I post and route combos I post, we attack the flats on both sides of the field with the dual drag concept. So what's going to happen here is we're going to force the defense to show their hand. Are they going to guard the flats or not? And if they don't, we're going to hit them every time. That time we hit the tight end, but also you have the flat being attacked by the drag route on the opposite side of the field. So you see we send them in motion, snap it right past the tackle. And, if those zones drop back like that, we got free yardage in the flats with that drag. If you take a look at the replay, you're going to notice that basically all you have to do is identify if the corners are dropping back in those cloud flats, or if it's a cover 3, you would look to see where the purple zones are, if they're, staying underneath or dropping back. And at this point, both of these guys are wide open. So what's going to end up happening, and by the way, you can see that this route will get behind. This is why it's such a good route. It gets behind the underneath zones in front of the deep zone. So we could throw this here as well. However, if they're going to go ahead, maybe they are using a hook zone, right? So say they're using their hook zone. If they're going to go ahead and, cheat, basically go underneath, and I motioned the wrong guy 1 second. If they're going to cheat underneath to stop these drag routes, you're going to be able to throw that post even quicker kind of in the seam. So, let's say that they have enough of you throwing to the flat, right? And the user kind of just stays underneath on these little drags. Well, now we're going to be able to hit that in there even easier. Now, at a certain point, they're probably going to start playing, a hard flat type defense, so you can't just easily hit these flats every time. And to kind of show that, let's switch it up to a cover 3. I'm going to turn the zone drops back onto default. So now we're going to look at a cover 3 look, and we're going to see how we can attack that if they do cover the flats. All right, guys, now I want to look at attacking cover 3 or cover 4, especially if they start playing the flats. If they shade down to get hard flats, or maybe they just adjust their zone drops to guard the flats. So that's where the C route really comes into play. If you see them guarding the flat on that left side of the screen, you have that C route. The C route is extremely easy to hit if they're going to take away the flat, just like you guys can see here. Just throw that on the sideline. It's a possession catch. That's something we can do every time. And we can even do the default setup where we go ahead and drag the slot receiver. And the same thing, if they're gonna utilize, a defender to guard the flat, that guy's gonna be open there every time. So that is a very easy way to attack hard flats, because now they have to count for that C route on the sideline. Further, if they're gonna play the hard flats, that's also gonna stress the user over the middle, because you can easily just throw this right behind them. Again, click on, you can possession catch it, get the little dive catch animation, whatever you want to do. Because the thing about it is, just because you have a hard flat, the drags attack the middle of the field too. So you can throw them over the middle. And if you're not using that, we can hit it every time. But again, even from a cover 3, if you're just going to not really guard the flats, just like that, might not necessarily get 10, 15, 20 yards. You can still get nice yardage on them, even when they're kind of respecting them a little bit. Again, though, one of the great things about this is because the running back's blocked, if we go up against someone who's trying to blitz us a little bit, we're going to have plenty of time to make reads. So here, we're going to go ahead and send the corner off that edge, right? And, we're going to go ahead and we're going to see that, because we have the running back blocked, you're going to be able to pick up this blitz, or really any blitz for that matter, with just some simple, protection adjustments, because we're keeping the running back in. Or most of the blitzes anyways on this year's game. There are some that are definitely harder to block than others. But, if they're going to do that, we're going to have time. We can hit them in the flat. It's really, really simple, way to attack the defense. The last defense I really want to look at real quickly is cover 4. It's basically going to be the same thing. Your read is all. That's, again, what I really like about this play is your reads are pretty much always the same regardless of the coverage. The first thing you're going to want to do is look at the flat, see if they are taking the flat routes away. All right, here we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to take the flats away. And if we do see the flats are taken away, that's when we look to either hit the C route or the post over the middle of the field. Now, if they're not guarding the flats, we're going to hit them each and every time because it's extremely consistent. But, if they're going to go ahead and take them away, we either have the route over the middle on the post or we have that C route. Now, if they're not going to allow us to hit that C route anymore and they want to actually, use cloud flats, that's fine, because at that point, or zone drops or whatever they're going to do to take that away, at that point, we can hit the flat on either side of the field and get very, very, very easy yardage. And the great thing about this play is it pretty much makes it impossible to basically have a zone that guards the flats and the sideline, because if you do that, then the middle of the field's vulnerable. So if you're going to try to guard these, like basically play cloud flats, but still try to guard the flats yourself, then we're just going to hit that post behind the defense each and every time. And guys, remember, this play is super easy to utilize against man coverage. And also, I mean, if you want to, you can just really quick hike by dragging the slot. It's a very, very easy setup to do. I kind of already showed this, but, then you have the running back out of the backfield, too, on that nice little route. We just hit McCaffrey riff. You have the post. And it's just very, very simple. There's really no way for the defense to take this play away completely. It's one of the best stock plays in the entire game, and that's why a lot of pros use it. So, guys, hope you enjoyed this tip. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.